Welcome to Raw Sports TV 23, where we dive into deep NBA discussions and trending topics. Well, let's just right into it. So, Anthony Davis, breaking news, has been ruled out indefinitely. For those of you who don't know, Anthony Davis suffered a growing injury on Sunday in the Dallas Mavericks game. He was traded to the Dallas Mavericks with Max Christie, and the LA Lakers ended up receiving Luka Doncic. That's number one. We're shocked by that trade. That trade was crazy. That's one of the craziest trades in NBA history. The Dallas Mavericks sent a 25-year-old superstar who just took them to the NBA Finals and also the Western Conference Finals the year before over to the LA Lakers for a 31-year-old Anthony Davis, who we all know is injury prone, and the Lakers had problems with him staying healthy throughout his tenure with them. He was also injury prone in New Orleans Pelicans uniform. So he's a dominant player when he is active and he's on the court. But man, the thing is, when you need him the most, Anthony Davis goes down with injuries. I'm very shocked by this trade. This trade made no sense because for a player like Anthony Davis, the Dallas Mavericks could have gotten more draft picks. They could have discussed it with other teams. They could have got a better player than Anthony Davis. You just don't trade your franchise player away for an aging star, even though he's top 10, he's 31, knowing the history of his injuries. So we're just going to get right into it. The breaking news here. And
news into CBS Sports HQ. Anthony Davis is expected to miss multiple weeks with a left adductor strain, according to multiple reports. Davis suffered the injury in the third quarter of his debut with Dallas on Saturday. Prior to his injury, Davis had 26 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 dimes in 31 minutes. A crushing blow for the Maverick star. News into CBS Sports HQ.
All right, so you see there, first game with the Dallas Mavericks, just like in Anthony Davis fashion, they call him Street Clothes Davis. He went down on a non-contact injury. Now, what's so crazy about this is the Dallas Mavericks had to know the situation because he was injured before he even was traded to the LA Lakers. They had to know the history of his injuries. So why would the Mavericks, Nico Harrison, pull this trade knowing that this could go left, knowing the history of Anthony Davis's injuries? And so you take a gamble, even though Luka Doncic is injury prone too, and he hasn't played since Christmas. This is a bigger risk right here. So I don't understand why they did it. The very first game he goes down and he was balling, okay? Because right now the Dallas Mavericks, for what they did, they have to win now. Because in a few years, Anthony Davis will be older, Kyrie Irving will be older, so they have all the pieces to win now. And if Anthony Davis was healthy, they could contend for a championship because they have two centers. They got Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, who was aging also at the same time. He has suffered with injuries also himself. This just doesn't look good. I know a lot of the Dallas Mavericks fans are upset. They're angry about it. As a matter of fact, there's a protest going on outside of the arena. They want Nico Harrison fired, and I don't think it's going to happen that way. Everybody was blindsided by this trade. It looked like something that Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison was pulling strings behind doors to do this. I personally think the NBA wanted this because of the TV ratings going down. The ratings went down, but 40% on TNT. They were down. No one's really watching the games, and really a lot of the problems have to do with the fact that a lot of star players are out. Load management is going on, too many three-point shots being attempted in the game, lack of defense, all sorts of reasons why the NBA ratings are tanking. So with this being said, I personally think a lot of the billionaires and people devised a scheme where they could get Luka out of Dallas and get him to the biggest market because he just ends up in LA. I mean, you think about it. LA has had a history of always having superstars. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. They've always got the biggest names because they need to fill the arena because, they're a super organization. I personally feel that this is one of the reasons why Luka Doncic is over here, because when LeBron is getting close to retirement, the Lakers want to make sure they have a plan to have somebody to be able to lead the franchise, and not only just lead the franchise, but Luka Doncic is a household name. He's an international superstar. I mean, he's probably bigger than John Moran if you think about it, because he's from Slovenia and, he's tapping into international market, and you just don't trade a player like this for Anthony Davis. It makes no sense at all. I can't believe they pulled this off, and now you see they're already going to regret this trade because as you're looking at it right now, the very first game, Anthony Davis goes down with a non-contact injury. Now, here it is. Anthony Davis has dealt with this injury before. Okay, this is not the first time Anthony Davis has had a groin injury, a lower leg injury. They known this, okay? You think about it. Mark Williams didn't even get traded to the LA Lakers. That trade trade didn't go through because he failed his physical. So how is it that Anthony Davis passed his physical? This is criminal on behalf of the organization of the LA Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks to do this. And I think the Dallas Mavericks are going to be robbed for years because they don't have any other. What else can they do? Who can they go after at this particular point? What assets do they have? I know Mark Cuban sold some of his ownership in the organization. Maybe he's down to about 20%, and they sold it to some billionaires. They don't care. They're just making money off the team. But getting rid of your franchise player is just crazy for Anthony Davis. As you can see, who's going to be out, and they could probably be in the play-in. They may not even make the playoffs. So let's just say, for instance, this doesn't pan out. Anthony Davis can't stay healthy. And the next thing you know, I mean, listen, now your championship window closes, and then the Lakers win the championship. You just sold yourself. So comment below. Let me know what you feel about the situation with Anthony Davis going out indefinitely. Again, LeBron and the Lakers get more help. I don't know why he couldn't win with Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis was, pretty much in the games playing as much as he could for the last couple of seasons. And he was their best player when he's on the court. He is healthy. So chime in below. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Anthony Davis is down. This is criminal, man. On behalf of the Mavericks, they need to be pushing Nico Harris. Whoever made this trade, if Adam Silver's behind it, they need to do something. This is crazy right here, because this is a situation where you would want to rescind the trade and send your boy Anthony Davis back to LA and say, hey, give me Luka back, because this is ridiculous, man. You don't trade your franchise player who just took you to the finals for this, and then to make up the excuses to say, well, he was fat, this, that, and the third. I don't buy it. I really think there's some conspiracies behind this, and I'm just waiting for more information to come out. I mean, look at it. It's already blowing up. So comment below. Let me know what you think, man. Peace. We out.